Hello everybody, welcome to our next video in our series of unit profile breakdowns for Corvus Belli's Infinity the Game. So I am excited to do our first request today. So this one was requested in the comments on a previous video. Guys are more than welcome to do that if you want to see anything specific. So he gave some recommendations, and one of them was one of my favorite profiles and models in the entire game, the Khawarij. So we're going to do a combo two-part video where we're going to talk about the Khawarij and where we get them, and also the name character that goes along with them and where we get that one. So it's going to be a dual profile, double video. And in part two, we're going to be discussing the specifics of the name character as well as how I would use these guys in game and their fire team options. So we're going to go a little more in depth than usual. So without any further ado, let's get into how we get them. So this box right here is the dedicated Khawarij contents. So if you look here, we get 4 Khawarij models that are each different sculpts. You get ones that are intended to be the Mark 12 gunfighter, the heavy rocket launcher, the Doctor model with boarding shotgun, as well as our AP Spitfire model. So we have 4 distinct options that come in the main box. This box is from, I believe, around N3. So there's a non-zero chance maybe we get some updated Khawarij sculpts coming up. There was a Rama Task Force expansion box that came out not super long ago in some of their new N5 releases, and it did not include a Khawarij, so I would not be surprised if there was something coming up in one of their next Hawk Islam expansions. So this is the standalone Khawarij that you can get, but you can't buy it by itself. So this comes in the Hawk Islam action pack along with the named character. So you get both of them along with a mix of Assassin Baram and other applicable models to Rama and vanilla Hawk Islam. So with this one, this is meant to be the chain of command option that picked up some new cool tech in N5. So we'll get to that here in just a bit. But first, let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend sculpt, Tarik Mansuri. So, Tarik Mansuri, one of the main models that intrigued me in the game when I first got in. So I was getting into the game for the first time, wanting to learn about it back at the back end of N2 as N3 was starting to come out, when this guy's first box for N3, Operation Red Veil, came up. So with this guy, he is the lead super soldier of the Khawarij. So he is an excellent model. I love his sculpt. And then he also had an excellent previous sculpt as well, where it looks like he's charging over a tactical rock. That sculpt is great as well. You really can't go wrong with either one. I think both are fantastic. But if you want to go with the one that matches the current Khawarij sculpts, you want to get this one right here. Like I said, doesn't come as a standalone product, that single Khawarij or this guy. They both come in boxes with other stuff in it. But with that in mind, the contents are not bad. It's a decent pickup if you're wanting to get into Hawk Islam. So now let's talk about the actual profiles of the Khawarij themselves. Alright, so these are the breakdowns or the actual unit profiles for the Khawarij, for the ones you can take besides Tarik Mansuri. We'll talk about him at the start of part 2. So when we look here, let's start with the stat line up top. Move 6'2", they're fast. But let's combo that with the fact that they also have super jump 3 inches. Sorry, cars passing. We're waiting outside right now. Alright, so as I was saying, the move 6'2" combined with super jump 3 inches means they can do a first move super jump style of 9 inches per order. So they can move 9 and still do an action. That's absurd. That's so good. So this, and combined with the fact that Tarik Mansuri is equally fast, which we'll see, they're very mobile, very strong active turn pieces for Rama Task Force as well as vanilla Hawk Islam. So let's look at more stats. CC 23. Well, that's pretty good. So they have martial arts, right? Surely. No, they don't, but they make up for it elsewhere. They also have CC attack -6, so anytime they melee attack someone, it puts the opponent's CC attack down 6 unless they have Natural Born Warrior. And then they themselves have Natural Born Warriors. So their 23 never goes below. So strong stats, fine. They can hold their own in melee. They have decent melee weapons. They all have a viral CC weapon, PS = 6. That's pretty good, not bad. I mean, when you're getting up close with stuff, you might be fighting things that have lower BTS than they do armor, so it might be a good weapon in that scenario. So they lack BTS like dedicated main long range guns, but they do have some BTS targeting in their pulsars, so that they have a little bit more that can kind of choose which armor stat you're going after. So let's move on. They have combat instinct, which helps them in being aggressive pieces and active turn pieces. They're ignoring stealth. They're ignoring surprise attack mods, so that helps them a lot, considering the fact that they're not super big on having a lot of ballistic skill modifiers themselves. So we have dodge extra plus inch, pretty good. Immunity arm makes those defensive stats of armor 2, BTS 3, vitality 1 seem okay. They also have a dedicated doctor down here, and so vitality 1 is not that bad when you have a solid base effective whip 17 doctor to pick them back up. So I feel like that vitality 1 and then being medium infantry, these guys really feel like they're going to play more like heavies to me a lot of the time. So terrain desert flavor, who cares? Religious troop, kind of a Rama task force thing. They're your active turn gun pieces. I don't really care if they have it. It doesn't really bother me. Others, it might bother them. Let's get into the gear. So our first one here, for costs of SWC1, points 29, you have the HRL, the Heavy Rocket Launcher. He's kind of your ARO gun if you want one in the fire team. He's not going to be my first pick, not even my third pick of guns that I would use in this fire team with the Khawarij, but he's there as an option. Next up, you have the Doctor. In my opinion, he is the best specialist option in this group because he has Doctor +3. He covers a strong close-range gun, which these guys don't really have great, actually rolling dice, non-template close-range guns besides him. So he kind of is an auto-clued if you're going at a Harris fire team or bigger, which we'll talk about more. He's got the Pulsar +1 burst, Medikit, standard Doctor loadout besides that. Khawarij, the chain of command option. So this is the guy that stands alone. Like I mentioned earlier, he's got the disco baller. That's his main draw. His guns are garbage. You're bringing him because he's chain of command or because he has the disco baller. Then you have the AP Spitfire. He's a good gun. The most dice you're going to get on a Khawarij is this guy right here. And then his other guns are decent. He's a good main gunner in a duo or a bigger fire team with these guys. He's SWC 1.5, costs 35, so you're paying a lot for him. So just be aware of that. But for me, I'm going to spend 3 more points, and I'm going to get the NCO. It has the Mark 12, Pulsar +1 burst, and he picks up multispectral visor level 2. Among the Khawarij profiles, including the man, the myth, the legend himself, it's the only MSV they have. So if you are worried about mimetism fighters as you're going up the board, if you're worried about smoke, you might want to pick this one. He also has NCO, which, as we'll see at the start of the next video, has extra value with Tarik. So with that being said, we're going to pause here, and we're going to end this video and move into part 2. So going into part 2, we are going to be discussing Tarik's profiles himself, and then how we would fire team these guys and use them in game. So until next time.